Hey, welcome back to Between the Cracks. I'm Nicole. Today I want to tell you about my sister. This one this is one of the stories I've thought about the most when it comes to what the foster care system actually does to families. Not just to kids, to siblings, to the relationships that are supposed to be the most permanent ones in your life. Because my sister and I got split up by the system, and the road back to each other was longer and harder and stranger than anything I could have predicted. I want to start with something I'm not proud of because I think it's important to be honest about what it actually looks like when a child is in survival mode. When my mom first brought my sister home, I didn't want her. I was already exhausted, already the one keeping things together, already running on empty, taking care of my mom, watching the house, making sure things got done, and now there was a baby who needed me too. I was a little kid and I was already so tired. I'm not going to go into all of the details, but I will say I was not a welcoming big sister at first. I didn't understand what was happening and I didn't want one more thing to be responsible for. But here's what happened. We both ended up in foster care and something shifted in me the moment she was there. Because in that placement, everything I knew was gone. My mom, my home, my whole world had been ripped away. And my sister was the only piece of my actual life that was still there. She was home. In the middle of everything being wrong, she was the one thing that felt right. I wanted to be next to her every single moment. We had so much fun together in that placement. Like two kids who finally had permission to just be kids together without the weight of everything else. And then the system split us up. She got adopted by her dad's aunt. I went to live with my cousins in California, and just like that, she was gone. I was 7 years old, and I had just lost my sister on top of everything else. And nobody explained that either. Nobody sat me down and said, here's what adoption means, here's why this is happening, here's how you can stay connected. It just happened. And then we lost touch completely as my cousins moved around over the years. I didn't see my sister again until over a decade. When I was 20 years old, my mom passed away, a brain aneurysm. And I didn't find out until a month after she died. Nobody called me. I wasn't notified. I just didn't know my mom was gone for a whole month. The way I found out was through my sister's adoptive aunt reaching out to tell me. And in the same conversation, she gave me a way to connect to my sister again. So, the thing that brought me back to my sister was losing our mom. When I went to see her, she was in juvenile hall. She'd been going through a lot. Drugs, trouble, hard times, and I walked in there not knowing what to expect after all those years. And she had our mom's features. Same as me. Same facial structure, same energy, same likes, even though we grew up completely separately. She had blonde hair and blue eyes and the height of her dad. And I am none of those things. But underneath all of that, she was my sister. Undeniable. It felt like no time had passed, like we'd always known each other, like the years and the distance and the system and all of it just fell away the moment we were in the same room. She made me a bracelet that day. I still have it. I don't wear it, but I keep it because some things are too precious and too complicated to put on your wrist every day, but you never let them go either. My sister and I have talked about our trauma with our mom over the years, the things we both carry from that chapter of our lives. She doesn't remember the earlier stuff. She was too young. And honestly, I'm glad. She was spared something I wasn't. We both had hard lives. We both been through a lot, and we're both building something better than what we were given. She has a dental hygienist certificate now. She's dating, finding herself, building her life. I'm getting my master's in social working. We're 9 hours apart. We have each other on social media. We see each other when we can. It's not a perfect relationship. How could it be? We were split up at 7 and 3 years old and told to just figure it out, how to be sisters later. That's not how it works, but she's my sister and I found her and she made me a bracelet, and that's enough. Sibling separation in a foster care is one of the most overlooked losses in the system. Kids lose their parents, their homes, their communities, and then they lose each other on top of it. And nobody talks about it. Nobody explains it. Nobody checks in years later to ask, do you know where your brother is? Do you know where your sister ended up? If you were separated from a sibling in foster care, I see you. That loss is real. It doesn't have a name most of the time, but it lives in you. And if you're working in the system, please keep siblings together when you can. And when you can't, make sure they have a way to find each other later. I'm Nicole. I fell through the cracks, and I'm coming back to find you.